Hi, it's Colin Cowherd. I started The Volume to bring you some of the most authentic voices in sports. While you're here, make sure you hit subscribe. Thanks. I said this about Jim Harbaugh to the Vikings. I think Jim's great and I'd hire him. It feels a little scorched earth to leave Michigan now. They would be forced to hire 38-year-old Josh Gaddis, who would then have to hire two coordinators out of the hiring cycle. Like, the good guys are gone. I think Harbaugh's great. He was asked to take a pay cut. He's sort of toying with him. They just lost their defensive coordinator. Now the offensive coordinator, if he leaves, is the head coach. They'd need two new coordinators. They would lose, in the transfer portal days, multiple recruits. And I don't think it's a great job because in a year, you're looking for a new quarterback. I think actually Harbaugh can do better. And I do think it would be scorched earth to your alma mater, which is just, to me, he's 58. He's got a long tarmac. Leave in a year. And you know, a quarter of the league fires their coaches every year. Next year, the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Cowboys could have coaching openings, right?
Yeah, the Cardinals.
Yes. So there's a lot of really intriguing openings in a year. This year, I don't love the openings. That said, he's got a connection to the GM. What is your Mike Silver radar saying on a Vikings job?
I've done some reporting on this, Colin. As far as Michigan, you know, they kind of squeezed him after last year, and they were in a position to. I believe they made him take less favorable contract terms and or less money. And he took it. And look, it is his alma mater. He's been frustrated by losing to Ohio State all those years and not getting them over the hump. So my reporting tells me that he now did something after that, after getting squeezed, that was better. He beat Ohio State. He got him to the Final Four. It was a big thing. I don't think he's that worried about their feelings right now. And and at the very least, maybe he wants to make it hurt a little bit. Will he actually leave? I don't know, but he certainly is eager to speak to NFL teams right away, and he's not hiding that. And the defensive coordinator did leave. So, you know, I can't tell you the psyche of a maniacally competitive person every single time because they think on a dark and, you know, distorted level that makes them great many times, and Jim Harbaugh is great at it. But my reporting tells me that there's something going on there where he thinks they did something to him and now he's at least doing something to them. So we'll see. And, you know, I also wonder about Miami because I think Mike McDaniel's a great candidate and may very, very well get that job, and it would be awesome. And he's biracial, by the way. That would be cool. 49ers offensive coordinator. On the other hand, Steve Ross put himself in a box and said, I'm a Michigan alum. I'm not taking Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. But what if Jim Harbaugh tells Steve Ross, I'm not into Michigan, man. You know, I love it. It's our alma mater, but that ship has sailed. Steve Ross then defensively have that conversation with himself where he says, you know, I'm not taking him. I know I can explain that kind of. Jim Harbaugh just came to me and was like really interested. And you know what? I want to win the Super Bowl. And, you know, I'm pretty old. So I would keep an eye on that. I think the most likely thing is he stays at Michigan another year. Although that's a hard year because you got to recruit in that year and you got to, you know, compete in that year.
Let's segue to your Jimmy Garoppolo interview and article, which I thought was outstanding. I raised this question. Garoppolo will not fetch multiple ones on the market because of his injury history.
Yes.
But he could fetch a one.
Maybe.
There's somebody, perhaps a playoff level team, a Pittsburgh, that doesn't have a great pick, has a pretty damn good roster. They've got their running back, their tight end, their receivers. Yeah. I mean, in the box, it's formidable. I could see Pittsburgh saying, we're going to do a 2-year deal with Garoppolo. We'll give you one, and we're still going to look for somebody.
Sure.
Or keep Dwayne Haskins because, like Garoppolo, he can move, but he's not mobile. Good enough arm. He feels like, to me, Dwayne, a really solid backup. If you had to play him for a game, you could win it, but you're not going to build around him. But Washington, Ron Rivera can't go into a season with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heineke. Tampa, They want to win games.
Carolina.
Garoppolo brings some Brady sauce. He knows the system.
Yeah.
Your takeaway on it's a transactional league more than ever. Your kind of takeaway, teams are giving up first-round picks now and winning a lot. I could see somebody giving up a number 1 pick for Jimmy.
Yeah, it's going to really depend on the market. First of all, this is before everybody has lathered themselves up about the 6 guys who are at the Senior Bowl right now, and we're going to start hearing teams think more highly of them than they do right now.
Yes.
So there's 6 of them, and they all have a reason why you wouldn't spend a high pick on them. But, most of them have a reason why you might. And so I think that will change. We're going to see if Rodgers and Wilson are really in play. We're going to see if Carr is really in play. I think probably not, based on my conversations. I think Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels are Carr fans, and that will probably work itself out, although we'll see. Washington, I believe, is big game hunting, by the way. I think, they got to do something. But Ryan Fitzpatrick kind of was the Jimmy Garoppolo solution. Like, he could get hurt because he's old, but he's pretty good when he's in. I don't think you do that again. I think you either go big game hunting, and if you lose out, you draft someone. You've got the 11th pick, and you try to do it that way. So listen, I wrote about Jimmy for Bally Sports. I'm really proud of the article. I'm a big fan of him as a person. I think he gets overly maligned as a player. He told me, he opened up about just how much pain he's been in playing through that thumb injury. And it's a weird dichotomy, Colin. And this is why I've kind of been fascinated with Jimmy. He gets pummeled on social media and brutalized and in the media. But in that locker room, he is loved, beloved. And he's not trying to be something he's not. He's loved for who he is. And I just thought it was a really cool story to see him under the specter of replacement all year and elimination from the end of the season with the Rams, down 17-0 on, and just see the way that he performed off the field and on the field in those circumstances with a really, really, legit injury. And he got really close. And, we had a really cool emotional conversation, right before he left the stadium. And I think if he stays healthy, he has a chance to do something good. He could get a 1 because the market's going to be weird. But my only skepticism, Colin, is that I think there's 6 guys that are going to get pushed a little bit higher in some teams' minds, and that may convolute it a little bit. Then there aren't as many chairs.
Yeah, my guess is it's a 2 or a late 1. It'll be better than a 3rd just because of the desperation.
Or a 1, but you get a 2 back, like something, that kind of thing, or you get a 3 back, that kind of thing.